What's up, everybody? Trix Ridiculous back with another video, and in this one I wanted to talk about some of the recent news that has come about in regards to Crystal Dynamics and Avengers, talk about patch 2.3 a little bit that I never actually covered, and just the future of Marvel's Avengers in general. Before we get into it, be sure to like and subscribe if you like these videos. It's a free way to support the channel and I really appreciate it, but otherwise let's jump right into it. So we got a couple of different things I wanted to talk through today. So one of the big things, a lead producer role is open specifically on Avengers. Also, one of the lead devs saying that he is reading the Extinction Key as part of his quote-unquote homework. So we'll talk about what that means. Crystal Dynamics has announced a new Tomb Raider game officially, so we'll talk about that's impact on Avengers, and then the actual 2.3 notes. I wanted to kind of pull all of this together and see what that all really means for the future of this game. Is the game dead? Is it thriving? What does that mean? Well, looking at this, right, lead producer role on Avengers, this is good news, right? This definitely means that they're investing long-term into the game. They're hiring someone in a pretty serious lead role to continue to work on this game. This is not a rec that you would hire for a game that you are stopping production on in the next 6 months to even a year. I'll have to look a little more into it. I don't believe it's a contract position. But so I don't, I think it is a pretty full-time gig, meaning that they do plan on keeping the game going for a while. In regards to the Extinction Key book being mentioned, so this is kind of an interesting one. I don't think this means too much. I read this book, full honest review. It was pretty bad. But the big things about it was that Doctor Strange and a version of Moon Knight were both characters in the book. Doctor Strange was a pretty prominent character. He didn't actually fight anybody, but he was kind of leading the charge, kind of giving the Avengers the instruction they needed to beat the bad guys. But Stephen Strange, the actual Doctor Strange, was a pretty heavy character in this book. So that could allude to something with Doctor Strange. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Honestly, I don't think there's too much to read into this with this tweet. And then the Tomb Raider game, right? So new Tomb Raider being developed by Crystal Dynamics on Unreal Engine 5. Of course, a lot of people are looking at this and they're like, well, that's it. Avengers is done, right? Honestly, I don't think this really means anything for Avengers. Crystal Dynamics has 3 separate and somewhat independent studios. They are still all one company, but the studios themselves do work independently on their own projects. So I don't believe that the fact that one of their studios is developing the new next Tomb Raider game, which who even knows when it's going to come out? It's going to be on Unreal Engine 5. This thing's probably not coming out until 2025, 2026, especially with the way games are getting delayed these days. I don't expect this game to come out anytime soon, but also I don't think that the production on this is really impacting Avengers at all. And then lastly, the patch 2.3. So, without going into every single thing in this was a pretty heavy patch as far as changes and quality of life features. We already knew that coming in, right? We knew that this was going to be something more for the newer player, a more foundational patch. And I've said this in a previous video, and I'll say it again now. Basically, you don't put out a patch like this. You don't put out something that so changes the fundamentals and the core basics of the game for a game that you're abandoning, right? If they were ditching, they knew they were ditching this game in 6 months, stopping normal production of it, normal development. If they knew that was the case, they wouldn't be doing all this foundational, ground level, long-term, quality of life fixes. They would just add a few things here or there and just kind of be done with it and just kind of pacify us while they feed us skins. They're not doing that. This is a substantial quality of life update. Now, I'm not going to get into the fact that, some of the things that are said to be fixed on here actually are not even fixed. That's a whole separate issue. But, it's something to be said that a patch like this is definitely means the game has a longer term sustainability. Now, is that a good thing? Well, that kind of brings me back to, the main point of this video is the future of this game and kind of what to expect. Now, hardcore defenders of this game will come at you and say, oh, they have content planned through 2023 and even maybe beyond. This game's not going anywhere. And that is true. They do. But let's call a spade a spade. It's been close to 5 months now with no content, zero. And I'm not considering the reskin Taskmaster fight content. That is absolutely terrible. Real content, not even a glimpse of a roadmap. No roadmap is actually in sight. This is supposed to be a 2022 roadmap. We're almost halfway through the year. So I don't know. It's really just a half of 2022 roadmap. But my thought is, and the other thing here too, is that I am not in any way blaming any devs, right? I am fully on the side at this point that the devs are really doing everything they can. I do believe that they're working as hard as they can. I'm sure they're overworked and underpaid. And honestly, I'm sure the devs want the game to be successful, right? These are their careers, right? This is what they work on. This is their day-to-day. They don't want crap, right? They want to put out something good. They want the game to succeed. But on that same coin, I don't believe that the developers of this game are given the proper resources by Crystal Dynamics that they need to make this game truly successful. They know at this point that they are working in a bare bones environment and they have to make some cuts, right? They're definitely making some cuts to content. They're definitely trimming down the roadmap to see, they keep kind of standing by, we want to make sure that everything we put on the roadmap is guaranteed to come out. To me, that just screams of what can we cut from this roadmap to make sure we can get it all out, right? So they're definitely taking what was probably a year's worth of content, right? If you could think if they really had a full-on, think of any other live service games, right? Destiny, I know I refer to that a lot. It might not be the best example because they have Bungie is a massive studio, completely committed, but they're the gold standard, right? They're the gold standard of a live service game right now. But take what any normal AAA studio could put out in a year for content, and then you look at Avengers, they probably planned about a year's worth of content, let's say a year ago or even a year and a half ago. They probably have in their minds what they thought they wanted to put out for 2022, but because they're so resource constrained and they just can't do it, they're taking whatever content, we thought we'd have She-Hulk by now. We thought Winter Soldier was on the horizon, and then we'd be getting Captain Marvel pretty much on the anniversary of War for Wakanda. I think that was probably also their idea as well. That was probably what they would have wanted, but because things are going much slower and they have much less time to dedicate, they had to take that and stretch it out, right? So they took the same amount of content and stretched it out. So yeah, they can say we've got content coming all the way through 2023, maybe into 2024, but guess what? It's going to be such a slow drip, right? Let's be honest with ourselves here. Their track record only points one way. You can really only expect it. It took them so long just to put out this quality of life content update. We have no roadmap in sight. We have no idea what the next content's going to be. They're alluding to this Kree invasion DLC that's potentially coming at some point. We know She-Hulk is coming at some point. The voice actress confirmed that she is playing She-Hulk, so they recorded lines for She-Hulk. We had the guy who plays Hawkeye recorded some more lines for Hawkeye. There is more content coming. Anyone who thinks there's not more content coming is fooling themselves, but you're also fooling yourself if you think that this game's going to have some kind of major turnaround and just pull a Taken King, pull a No Man's Sky, and just instantly on any one DLC, drop, just be alive again and thriving, right? Nothing is going to do that for this game. Going free to play will help, and they're definitely laid the foundation for that with some of these patch notes, right? But realistically, if you're going to continue to play this game and support the game, which I am, this is not me saying I'm done with the game or anything, but if you're going to be a regular supporter, a regular, follower of Avengers, right, of Marvel's Avengers, the game, do not expect more than a crumb every 6 months. The skins are going to be coming just fine. Don't you worry about skins. You're going to get skins like you're never even going to believe. They're going to be everywhere, all purchasable. They're taking out all the good skins from the shipments, and they're all going to be available in the marketplace. So don't worry about skins. But as far as content, it's going to come very slow. It's going to come very, very, very slow, but it will come for years to come. So take that for what you will. But I would not change your expectations to expect any type of increase in the content coming out for this game. They've gone now 5 months without a peep about new content. So I would just and then even that is still not even coming, right? Even if and when we do get a roadmap, let's say we get a roadmap this month, that doesn't necessarily mean the content is coming in the same month, right? We could get a roadmap tomorrow, and the roadmap could say that the first piece of DLC is coming in July, right? We don't know. So expect that slowness of content coming out, but don't expect the game to completely close their doors. They're making it abundantly clear between, the job posting, between the quality of life updates, like the game will be up and running for years, right? But just expect to keep doing the same stuff for a long time. That's it for this video. That's really all I wanted to talk about, guys. Like I said, I will always be part of the Avengers community. That is not going to change. Until there's really more content, I don't see myself overly committing to playing the game very often. I jump on once in a while. I've stopped streaming it. There's no new builds. Let's be honest. I would love to make a million different builds for this game. There are no new builds. There's no new builds. There's no build diversity. They need to rework Melee. I've got a separate video coming on that. There's a lot that needs to change with this game, but it will come, but it will come very slow. The devs are trying. I'm done giving any devs any shit for anything they do. I fully believe they're trying their best, but they're just too constrained. They're too constrained, they're overworked, and they just can't do it all themselves. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, guys. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Again, be sure to like and subscribe if you liked the video. Join the Discord, link in the description. That's it for me, and I'll see you in the next one.